This month started off really well. I was totally excited to get my first firefly. They're one of my favorite things in the world. I actually ended up catching way too many of them. I had my inventory at home loaded with like, I don't know, 150 or so. And I finished off my Tyrannosaurus fossil. That was pretty cool too. Oh yeah, my Nook's Cranny store got upgraded. I was curious to see, like, they were going to close the day after for renovations and then open the day after that. And so they were like, well, you'll be a day without your store. But I thought, I wonder if the stock is going to change in the morning when the store's not open. So I planted myself over on their little stool behind the counter and I waited overnight to see if it would change in the morning, and it didn't pay off, but it was still a worthwhile experiment, I guess. These people in the toilets, they're kind of, everybody in town is sort of, oh, I had some good luck catching, I think, all the fish that were available this month. I think this is the biggest one. I went to go visit him at the museum in his new home. It looks better than living in the stream to me. I mean, I don't know, it's a cage in a way, but it looks like a nice cage. I can't tell if he's happy. Oh, I found a tambourine, and so when I saw Muffy doing her exercises, I thought I'd help, you know, lend a little rhythm. Being a good neighbor, you know. Try to get her to pick up the pace. She could use it. She seemed to appreciate it for a minute. And then I realized I've got an anteater who lives in town, and I have ants, so I thought, is she gonna snack on this? For some reason I was genuinely surprised when she just announced that it was a pet. This question really kind of caught me off guard. I had to think about this. Generally, I buy anything they offer me just to be friendly. But that one kind of threw me a little bit. Wasn't sure about a cushion. This was a no-brainer. I mean, this is something I'd been waiting for. An arcade machine to show up in the new store. And I think it's because of the new store that these higher tier items are available to me now. So yeah, I'm totally gonna buy that, no question. I took it home and, you know, had a good time pretending to play. Fight Town is a great title. I love the music. I was really happy with that. And then I found this film projector, so I tested it out on this whiteboard. It's really cool that it shines the light and all, and that it actually changes the size based on how close it is, like, you know, you would expect. But boy, it was disappointing that there's not actually like an animation, some kind of a movie on there. I used it to set up a movie night in the park, and I mean, I guess somebody else might have shown up if there had been a movie, maybe. Kind of lonely. Finally, I got to. This was the month that I got to pay off my home loan entirely. The last payment. 2,498,000. Keep in mind that was only the last payment. There were millions and millions before this. Each time I had my home upgraded. That's something to celebrate, though. Whenever you do something like that, it seems like you get popular. People treat you different, you know? Oh yeah, check this out. I saw this balloon, and when I shot it down, check out in the background there, there's another balloon floating by in the opposite direction. That's never happened before. Normally they only come from one direction all day long until around like 6 p.m. or something, and then they change again at 6 a.m. So that was really something for me to catch both of them over the park. Drifting in opposite directions. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see him, completely inept, failing, trying to catch that moth. The neighbors really seem interested in bugs. I mean, I'm interested in bugs too. I'm just a lot better at catching them. Oh, there's a lot of people that are upset that there's not a froggy chair in this version of Animal Crossing. But I'll tell you what, in terms of like the aesthetic and function, the baby chair, the name kind of puts me off a little bit, but it turns out I'm actually kind of fond of it. It's a lot better than I would have imagined. One thing that I've been wanting from the very start of this game is I wanted to have a TV for my house. And it seems like Isabelle and some of the others are just taunting me all the time that I've gone all this time without a TV. Not a single TV. I've got like 20 different ways to play music, and I've got, I don't know, a whole mess of different kitchen gadgets. And it's like I just want one TV. And I can't make it happen. So that's, you know, it's like they're talking about it on purpose all the time. And then finally I did have this opportunity to build my own juicy Apple TV with Muffy's recipe, but it turns out I don't have access to apples to build one. So that was kind of a false lead. And then Isabelle, of course, wasted no time rubbing it in the very next day. So I kind of followed other pursuits, grew my very first hybrid flowers. Not that I'm really into the flowers, but I really just wanted the purple mums. Did some socializing, you know, showed up at Bettina's birthday party. There was another arcade machine, but it's Mahjong. I don't want that, so thought maybe she would like it. She did seem impressed. I was kind of hoping somebody new would move into town to get rid of Avery, but This was a pass. Even though I do like her taste in music, I gotta say. And Bree, of all people, of course, she's gonna be the one that's gonna give me a recipe for a golden toilet. She's obsessed with her hot tub and her bidet, and she's the weirdest one like that. She's kind of a, I don't know, something off about her. Got a fixation with toilets. Then finally, it happened. This was the big day. A really good TV finally showed up for the first time. I was so pumped. I didn't have the money right away, but, you know, small details. I took care of that. Next thing you know, I've got whatever this show... I don't know what this show is. I don't like it. But, you know, I'm able to catch the weather now. See what the forecast is going to be like. I love that. I was actually able to find something good to watch, too. And there's advertising to make me feel inadequate. Naturally. But this was just the beginning of my good luck for this month. The big day, the biggest of big days, finally happened. Avery, my nemesis, finally decided he could move out of town. I took a little while to just kind of revel in my victory after all the times I had to hit him on the head with a net. But I didn't waste too much time. I went ahead and got things cleaned up and then went on my adventure to go find somebody to replace him. I got some souvenir photos. It took quite a few tries to find somebody. Ultimately, though, I was really glad to finally meet my very first octopus. That was what I was really holding out for. And check out his cool taste. And it's kind of style appropriate too, because my TV has got other features. Certain times, certain nights, you catch things that are a little unusual. So yeah, in July there's bound to be fireworks, and we can expect swimming and stuff, and that's really cool, but it's gonna have a hard time living up to this month.